Hello, everyone. This is Peter Dennis. Today, Karen Ashby is with me, and she is going to channel the Pleiadians. They are responding to a request that we have made to just share with us how they see some of the trending and forces that are shaping up for the year 2022. We have to qualify, of course, that this is a free will universe and people can change their minds, and anything by way of prediction is only a probability. But anyway, there are many great messages that the Pleiadians have always had for us, and I expect in the next few minutes we're going to hear just a variety of insights and perspectives that you probably don't get from your fellow human. So Pleiadians, welcome.
Okay, 2022 will be a year of great change. It may not always appear that way on the surface, but there is incredible change happening, shall we say, under the surface of the water. The river is becoming more fluid. We want to say that the ice is breaking up. The ice being the COVID, the ice being a lot of fear that has been maintained throughout this COVID. And it is time now that the ice is starting to break up and to make its way onto the shores and start to melt. The prognosis, shall we say, for 2022 is much lighter, much more buoyant, much faster flowing, to keep with the river analogy. It is a beautiful lightening up of the world as you start to take off your masks, start to recognize that you are sovereign beings, that you do not have to be dictated to and told what to do, that indeed many of you are becoming very, very discordant and untrusting of your governments, particularly your healthcare mandates that have been telling you what to do, when to do it, how much of it to do. And fortunately, you are finally starting to get tired of this scenario. And it has taken a long time, in that these last 2 years have seemed like a long time for humans. And indeed, in the course of human life, it does seem to be quite a while that this energy has, you would have said at the get-go of all this, taken over, but you have allowed it to take over your bodies, your minds, your thoughts, and your emotions. And we would say mostly your emotions, because fear has been the driving force behind all of this. And so people like Fauci and his group have been doing this, going, this is exactly what we wanted. We don't want you to be able to say what you feel. So we're putting masks on you and we're telling you what we want you to hear. And we don't want to hear from you. And you're finally getting that idea. So it will be a year of, for many of you, revelation that you actually do have a voice, that you have an ability to speak and, more importantly, think for yourselves, because the thinking comes first, and then you put that into words so that you can verbalize not only how you feel, but how you have been dealing with life and putting yourselves down, putting yourselves on the back burner, and allowing others to dictate how you live your lives. And it is time now for you to unmask and open up your mouths and open up your thoughts to a different scenario. And this is all part of the ascension process. It is part of the masking, has been part of the ascension because it has represented, although it's been unbeknownst to most of you, but will be coming more and more clear as the year goes on, that it is actually a scenario that you have been coming to for a long time, for, we would say, centuries. It is not only your religions that have had you masked, it is your government, it is your healthcare system, it is the things, it is the organizations that you have created to control you. And yes, you have been the creators of this because you have felt unworthy of your own voice. And this is highly important to understand, that your voice is true, that your voice has an energy that is important to your soul mission, and that your soul mission is finally coming about to allow you to speak out as to what you are really here for. And you are not here to be masked. You are not here to be controlled anymore. You are here to take up your own mission, your own energetics, your own vibration, take it to a higher level, and to whisk yourself into a world of possibilities, of new experiences, of energies that you have long since let die out in your souls. And we say long since because it has been a millennia or more where you have wanted to be controlled and allowed yourselves to be controlled. So take this as a shaking off, as a dusting off of taking off the robe, like Harry Potter did when he took off his invisible cloak and he found his voice. But he only did that through his own magic. And this is important, that you realize that you each have your own magic. That is your thoughts, your critical thinking, your voice, and connecting with not only with us, but with the energy of Gaia and with the energy that is all around you in nature. And if you connect with that and understand how that can help you, you will be in a whole different place even by the middle of the year. And you will be able to help others more. You will be understanding more of yourself. You will be able to open up your own doors and see things that you never thought possible for yourselves. So we encourage you to take that cloak off, take your masks off, be very cognizant of your thoughts, keep yourself light, keep yourself in a state of high vibration through meditation, through being in nature, whether it's going outside, ideally outside, especially for those of you in these northern climes, when you can be out in this beautiful snow and this cold, brisk time, which will help the fear we feel will be what was the word we were looking for? Anyway, it will be dampened by the brisk cold in Canada and the northern states. And we feel that it would be a very, very good thing for you to all be out in it as much as you can. And it will help you to open up your eyes to the reality of what is coming.
Mm-hmm. We've spoken before about the Kennedy book, and now we see the movie Don't Look Up. Do you see other things like this that will help humans to see what's really been going on for the last while?
Yes, there will be more books, as we have mentioned before, quite a few more books. They won't all be as obvious as this book that you have just finished reading. It will be a time of searching for new information searching your own minds for what is going to be what you can handle. A lot of it will be very conspiratorial, and a lot of you are not ready to hear a lot of that. Now, mind you, as always, we say discern, 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 because not all of it will be above board. Some of it will be kind of a fear-mongering kind of attitude, and we wish you to highly discern so that you do not get embroiled in that information, because it will bring you down too fast. But there will be good information out there that is well worth reading and absorbing. But if we want to warn you, we will use that word, that if you feel that it is bringing you down, do not read it. Do not be engaged or watch it or be involved with it anymore. This is a time of growth. It is a time of beautiful experiences this year, this coming year. It will be a time of wonder, and it will be an opening of that which you have not been able to see before. And so we ask you to look for that which enlightens you, that which takes you into joy, that which enables you to increase your vibrations so that you can help your fellow human being and to enlighten you on your journey to so that in 6 months' time you will feel so much lighter and so much brighter that you will wonder how you got through the last 2 years. It's going to be a magnificent time, and we are very excited for you. So we want you to understand that while there will be some bumps in the road, as there always is with human life, there is to be much joy and much cajoling and entertaining of yourselves to see the lighter side of life. It is time now to enjoy that.
Oh, good, good, excellent message. What do you see in the way of new technologies that might contribute to our quality of life?
On the surface, there doesn't seem to be a lot that's coming forward because there is a lot of clearing out of this virus, and it is a time for people to work on themselves energetically and through alternative therapies like, well, Reiki is a very basic one, but alternative energy systems with alternative energy practitioners. There will be a couple of new, what would seem like new alternative health energy systems coming down the pike that will help to open up your own vibrations to a higher level, that will encourage your chakras to be more relaxed and less stressed, and to help them all communicate with each other. Your bodies, your physical bodies, have been through, we shall say, a war and back with not only the fear of the COVID, but the spike proteins and the vaccines. And there are many things, not the least of which is the spike protein that is running rampant in your bodies now. And not all of this has to do with the vaccine. Some of it, and quite a bit of it, has to do with the fear factor. And it has created a physical, how can we say this? A physical mutation, that's probably too strong a word, but a physical switching of yours at the cellular level, where you are not able to engage with the positivity of your immune systems, and it has brought you down to a level that a lot of you haven't been to before, which is why some of you will succumb to the spike protein, to bleeding out, etc. But we would encourage you all to seek those alternative therapies that you resonate with, so that you can do what you can to keep yourselves in a better vibrational state. So that is all that we wish to say on that for the moment, but down the road there will be other things like the med beds, which are being developed to a greater degree now, that will be used more in the next few years than they will be probably in the next year. But these things are all kind of in the offing for later on.
Well, thank you very much for this. Yeah, I appreciate the optimistic note of all of this, and looks like we're at a turning point. So thank you very much.
Yes, you're very welcome. And we want to say politically that there will be a lot of political change that won't necessarily, again, be that observable to some, but there is a lot happening kind of at the bottom of the river, shall we say. And there's a lot of change going on, and a lot of people that are will be coming on board that have not been, we shall say, allowed to, because of the belief systems that are still currently in place. But now that that is starting to break down, these other people will be coming on board and developing ways to help the average person back into a believability about politics. And so that means a very drastic change to the way politics are done. And we, as we had said before, and we stick by this, we hope that there will be a different terminology that will be created, because politics has such a bad name. That word in itself just creates a lot of distrust when people say the word, and bamboozlement and control. And we wish that, we hope that you will all come up with a better terminology for this as the new politicians, for now we will call them, come forth. So hang in there. Don't, you may feel that there's not much going on, but there is a lot going on. And people like Chrystia Freeland, and there's one or two in most countries of the world, even in a lot of the dictatorships, that will be coming up through the ranks to help to lighten things up and bring a different perspective, one of more trust, one of more believability, and one of cooperation, because this year is going to be a lot about cooperation amongst all of you, to unmask yourselves, to say we need to get together and cooperate, and not let's say cooperate and control being two different things. It's time to drop the control now and move into cooperation. And so this will be a year of shifting to try and understand first of all, what the control has been. Not that you have to understand all of it, but you don't have to do anything, but what we would suggest that it would behoove you to further understand how much you have been controlled, and then to decide that you want to cooperate amongst yourselves to build a better world, to find better ways to move forward, to look for better ideas and better technologies and better ways to socialize, better ways to live together, better ways to grow food together, to to entertain yourselves together. It's going to be all aspects of your life, and better ways to bring up your children. Your children are coming in with great amounts of light. They are beings that have been here many times before, but many of them have not been here in the last 100 years or so because it has been so dark. And so they are starting to return in greater numbers and bringing with them the energy of the older times, of the magic and the energy of nature and the cooperation of humans with nature. And so the elementals are returning en masse and helping you, although many of them are still very mischievous and some of them are still dark, but most of them are here to help you through this time to reconnect with nature and say, you know, you pushed us away, and now that you're opening up your arms again to welcome us back, we are here to help, and we can indeed do that. So there are many things that many of you will still be very reticent of for the next year, that will be coming down the pike and coming back to you into your energy fields. And if you don't believe, that's fine. You can take it off the shelf at another time, or you can leave it up there for as long as you wish. But open your minds, keep yourselves creative, and keep connected to each other, because you've really forgotten how to do that over the last couple of years. And you walk into a store, for example, and keep your head down because you're just terrified to even look at anybody anymore. So it's a time of reopening and regrouping and relearning the old ways. And we would ask that you keep yourselves open to the comments and the ways of the Indigenous people, because they are here to be way showers, to show you how you can live in cooperation with nature, how you can reclaim your past, how you can reclaim yourselves to nature and to the times ahead. And they have a lot to say, and we are so grateful to them for still being here and getting through this hard time on the last several hundred years. It has not been easy on them, but they are still here, and they are great way showers. So we hope that you take to heart what they have to say.
What you have described about politics with younger, new people coming in, more light-based, seems to me that may apply also to some of our other institutions, such as religion, education, healthcare, those kind of things. Is that going on as well?
Yes, absolutely. Religion, we would say probably not so much. Religion is very dogmatic, as you know, and it is very entrenched. The control that has been allowed to happen in healthcare has been because you have given away your power. You have also done that with religion, but it is so entrenched that it is going to take a long time for that to break down. People like the Pope can say all the good stuff that, and he does have a good heart. He is a man who has brought a lot of light to that position. However, it is so entrenched in the control aspect and there are so many people still that are bound by it, shall we say, that it is going to take a number of generations for that to break apart, and so that you can regroup into a different way of being. Now, those that are spiritual are leading the way, and their vibrations are high and of good stead, but we still feel that it is going to take some time for that to happen. As far as healthcare has been doing a lot of good things as of late. The vaccine aside, because of the dark that's been involved with that, there has been a lot of wonderful endurance by doctors and scientists, and there has been a lot of light infused into the medical profession. There needs to be a lot more spirituality put into the medical field, so that the emotions are brought into it in a much greater sense. And you look at your belief systems, and it is a very tough subject to get into. But let us say for now that your belief systems around medicine need to really break down, and you need some breakthroughs as to what you believe your body's going to go through as you age, as you go through your disease processes. There are a lot of diseases on this planet, and we will go so far as to say basically all of them, that do not need to be here. They have been created by you because you sometimes need a way out. You didn't know and don't know how to live your lives without complications of your health. And so you have created many of these diseases to get you off the hook, shall we say. And as this coming year unfolds, you will start to realize that a lot of these are not necessary, and that there are ways to get around them through medicine. There are also ways to get around them emotionally and to release the energy that has been trapped in your bodies for so long around the belief systems that create this. And so we would say, keep your minds open, keep your ears to the ground as far as new modalities, both energetically and medically, that will help you to open up into a new belief system that will start to break apart the old patterning that you have had for so long. It will be a year of great transition in this sense. And so that a year's time from now, you will say, wow, we really did come a long way. And it's going to be very exciting, very exciting.
How about education? We see some changes there now. The virus, of course, has created some of them. But how do you see that trending?
Education will be going more through, coming through more through homeschooling. We feel that a lot of parents will want to take back their knowledge to pass on to their children. There will be more travel as the world starts to open up again, and parents saying, we're going to take you out of school and travel with you for a year because that is one of the best educations you can get. There does not need to be, except for some of your university requirements, which is going to be in place for some time yet. There does not need to be so much emphasis on things like trigonometry and even physics to some extent. There needs to be much more spirituality and emotionality. We're seeing a theme here for this coming year, put into your educational system, meaning that parents and teachers need to start understanding not only how children learn, but how they want to learn. And that is important because every child has a different way of looking at the world. And so to sit down and say, we're going to talk about this for 40 minutes, and then you're going to write a test on this for the next hour, does not work for most children. And it is certainly not working for the children that are coming in now. So we would like to offer up a different way of doing things, a way of opening up a child's mind to asking them what they want to learn, Now, that's not to say that there are not things that a child needs to learn, and that, at age 6, they're going to know what they want to learn for the rest of their lives, because they need guidance, of course. But it is tuning into a child, such as schools like the Montessori and the Waldorf are starting to do. And we say starting because it's just the tip of the iceberg. But these kinds of schools are better known for looking towards what the actual child can learn and what the gifts are in life. Like there are a lot of children that are proteges of many things, and they never get to see that because it is squelched in what the educational system is teaching them now. So the gifts that they may have are not found. They're not discovered. And by the time the child gets into high school or university level, sometimes they go undiscovered because they feel that they don't, even if they know subconsciously what that might be, they feel that they don't have the system doesn't have the wherewithal to support them to bring that forth. And so this is what needs to change. And a lot of teachers are beginning to realize that, and a lot of parents are beginning to realize that. And although we know that most parents are not comfortable with homeschooling because of their own educational background, there's going to be a lot of support out there for that kind of thing to happen, and for smaller communities to get together and teach the children, like some of the forest schools, for example, in BC, are getting fairly good at, and allowing the children to have more time outside, allowing them to research and enjoy what they know in their hearts that they love to do. And so whether that be nature, or whether that be, connecting with somebody at NASA, and learning about rocket systems, or whether that be going into medicine and spending time with doctors and medical practitioners that are of alternative bent. The idea that Take Your Kids to Work Day, which really didn't take off the way it was intended to, or the way the creator intended it to, needs to be looked at again, because kids are a wonderful source of information. They know it in and of themselves, but they're not listened to. Parents think, and older people think, that they know better. And that is not always true. That is sometimes true. But it is time now that your children teach you as much as you teach your children. And you need to allow that. And as adults, you need to open up to their gifts. You need to open up to who they are, what they have come here for. You won't always know that, but they know that. And they need to be allowed to express that. And that's what education needs to open up to. Allow children to be children, and they will teach you well, and they will help to put in place an educational system that is for everybody, not just children. It's for everybody. It is going to be a year of change, of beautiful reckoning, of reconciliation, of discovery, of listening, of opening up, of entertaining yourselves, which you've forgotten how to do, of just learning about the world in general, and learning about the world that you want to put in place. Because right now, and the last 2 years have shown you what you don't want. And now is the time to open up to what you do want. And the sky is the limit. It literally is the limit. And we're very excited for this year for you, because we have been working behind the scenes to help open this up for you for a long time. And we're not saying that we want the credit, because it is you that are doing the growth. But it has been a beautiful reckoning from our point of view. Even the last 2 years, we see how your minds have grown. We see how sometimes you have put yourselves on the back burner, and we don't want that for you anymore. And we know that you don't want that anymore. And it will be a while before a lot of you open up. And some of you won't be here for a long time to be able to do that. But it is coming, and the ascension is well on its way. So we want to encourage you to be more of the light, to keep yourselves open to possibilities, to enjoy yourselves, to be compassionate, to be cooperative, to be open to possibilities, and to keep yourselves high in vibration so that you can keep the love pouring through, because you have not been in that place of love for a very long time, and it is time now that you reconnect with that. And so with that, we say, enjoy this new year, keep the possibilities open, and the light will be pouring in. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your time. It has been wonderful to be here, and we hope that you will enjoy this year to the utmost. Blessings and in light and love.
Thank you very much for that. And blessings, light and love to you. And throughout the year, I think I'm going to come back to you for some of the other systems, like the economic financial system. But we'll do that on another day.
By all means.
Thank you very much.
We will be here. As Roger would say, over and out.
Over and out. Many thanks.